Tell a story when you were glad you read the fine print before signing. When I decided to propose to my girlfriend, I went to a well-known jewelry store for a ring. I wanted to surprise her, but knew she might want to exchange it for a different one. So I asked the staff if I could return it and get my $900 back if needed. They said I could. I proposed, and as expected, my fiancée found another ring she preferred. So I went back to the store to return the ring and get a refund. The employee said, "No problem, just sign this first." I was about to sign the small paper she handed me when I noticed some fine print. It read, "I confirm that this purchase is final and non-refundable." I look at the girl and ask, "Why should I suddenly sign this?" She put the paper away, called the manager, and he, without any questions, transferred the full amount to my card. This happened at People's Jewelers in Vancouver. I'm a musician. Once, a label wanted to sign me. The contract was written in very broken English. The whole document was riddled with nonsense, but these points stood out. First, I had to give them my name. Second, I had to give up the copyright to all my old songs. Third, if they couldn't sell all physical copies of my music, I'd have to compensate for their losses out of my own pocket. Anyway, since you asked, I'll leave a link to my Bandcamp. I make industrial music, quite noisy at times, so be ready. Sorry we couldn't sell 12 million of your discs. How should we pay up? My husband and I were buying a house. He signed the papers right away, but I still had some business, so I could only arrive in the evening. I get there and immediately start reviewing the court application. Our creditor sees this and says, "You know you don't have to read all this, especially since your husband already signed." I'm not like that. I want to be sure that everything is as I want. Well, it turns out that on paper we're borrowing $250,000 at 25% interest. Yeah, right. I didn't sign anything and got out of there. The creditor started threatening me with a lawsuit, to which I replied that it's cheaper for me to sue than pay his inflated rates. Since then, I'm the only one handling the mortgage. This lender, by the way, was my husband's school friend. Please tell me you had a serious talk with your husband. I would be furious if my husband signed such an important document without at least reviewing the main points. Once, when I got a job, the contract said I would have to work there for at least 4 years, or else those 4 years would count as training, which I'd pay if I retire early. Our school got Wi-Fi a while back. When I tried to connect, I saw the terms "let school access" and check my phone's content. I decided against it and still don't use it. I went to buy a phone for $200. The seller said they're closing soon and I should come sign tomorrow. Overnight, the contract on the table magically changed from $200 to $300. I caught that and left for another store. We went to a dealership for our first car, planning installments. They had a special no-interest grad offer. Their finance guy offered 2 loan options, 3 years or 5 years. While chatting, he kept assuring us both options were interest-free, so we agreed to 5 years to lower payments. Then this guy hands us papers, rushing us to sign, but we're not dumb, so we start reading the details. Guess what? Turns out the 5-year loan isn't part of their deal, and we'd have to overpay by 6.5%. That's way more than zero, if you ask me. We got mad and started threatening to. Then, fearing they'd lose customers, they made concessions and gave us a discount on the car. Man, how many grads fall for this, signing papers without reading? My landlord let me move out a month early because he had a new tenant lined up. To keep it legal, I just needed to give written consent to move out early, and 1 paper to amend the original contract terms. When he brought it for me to sign, I decided to study it carefully, because I knew the guy was recently in jail for fraud. He was smart, because there was a clause stating if anything went wrong with the new tenant, I'd be on the hook still paying rent, even though I don't live there anymore. When I caught him on this, he's like, "Oh yeah, I added that part to protect myself a bit." Then he stole my deposit. Damn, I should sue him already. I hate you, John.